Good morning, students. Today is our fifth lecture of our chemistry of our plus two non-medical class of our chemistry subject. Today we will start the new unit, that is a unit 8th, that is called, name of that unit is the D block and F block elements. Firstly, we have discussed in our plus one class, we have discussed about the S block elements. In our seventh chapter, we have discussed about the few groups of a P block elements. Now your next chapter, your unit 8th, that is called D and F block elements. And firstly, we have discussed about the only D block elements. D block elements, where they are present in the periodic table, they are present between the S and P block elements. Where they are present in a periodic table, D block elements are present between S and P block elements. Or we can say that group they are present between the group 2 to group 13. That is means 3 to 12 group that are called D block L. And this is a D block elements because the last electron, when we are filling the configuration, last electron is filled in a D orbit. So that's why these are called D block elements. And D block elements is also called a transition elements. What is another name of a D block elements? That is called a transition elements. Next in this chapter, we have discussed about the important metal, which type of important metal are present in our D block elements. That is the most important metals are present. That is the iron. That is symbol of iron is Fe, zinc, platinum, silver, silver of a symbol Ag, Ag is gold, and many more metals are present in D block elements. And in this chapter, we have also discussed about the industrial uses of D block elements, where they are used, how can they prepare. These are we discussed in this chapter. Now, name of a unit is a D block and the F block elements. These are about just introduction of a D block elements. Next, the F block elements. F block elements is also called transition elements. If we say that where they are present below the table. There are two series present below the table, that is called the F block elements. And F block elements is also called the inner transition elements. Why it is called inner transition element? Because these are taken from the transition elements. These are taken from the D block elements. So that's why it is called the transition, inner transition elements. And two series are present. Firstly, that is called the lanthanoid series, and second one is called the actinide series. In a lanthanoid series, we have filling the electrons in a 4f orbital, and but in a case of actinide, that is we have to fill the electrons in a 5f orbital. These are about the general introduction about the F block elements. Now, what is the chemistry of a D block elements? That is the transition elements which have incomplete filled or the partially d orbital or the subshell, that is called transition elements. Firstly, we have discussed about that D block element is called the transition elements. Now there is a major reason, that is that have incomplete, means there will be a space of one electron, and if any orbital is fully filled, we are taking also example, if the every orbital is fully filled, that is not considered in a D block in a transition elements. I am taking the example copper 2 positive. copper 2 positive means copper has a atomic number 29. N becomes about argon remains same 3d 10 4s1. If we are talking about the copper 2 positive, it means it remains 3d 9. But if we taking the example of copper positive, then configuration of a copper positive is 3d 10. Now in this, d orbital is fully filled. In a d orbital 10 electrons, we can fill the 10 electrons. In this, d orbital is fully filled. But in a case of this, that is 9 electrons are present in a d block element. So that's why copper 2 positive is considered in a transition element. But we do not or does not consider the copper positive in a transition element because these are fully filled orbit. I am taking the another example, that is zinc. Zinc has atomic number 30 and configuration becomes Ar3d10 4s2. Now zinc has a 10 electron present in a d orbital, so that's why it is not considered in a transition element. If they show the oxidation state or any incomplete d orbital or incomplete or the partially filled d orbital, then we have considered that element in a transition element. If they are fully filled, that we are not considered that element in a transition elements. Now next about the NL electron configuration of a d block element. The NL electron configuration of a d block element is n minus 1 d1 to 10. 1 to 10 means it has about 1 to 10 electron present in a d orbital, and ns1 to 2. Example, that is zinc 3d 10 4s2. NL configuration becomes n here the values of n minus 1 d10 ns2 means here n is 4, n minus 1 becomes 3 3d10 4s2. This is a NL electron configuration of a d block elements. Now next is a transition series. In a transition, in a d block elements, there are 4 rows are present of 10 elements that are called a transition series. Means 3d 4d 5d 6d. There are the 4 rows 1 2 3 4. 4 rows are present of 10 elements. In each row 10 elements are present. That is called a transition series. In a periodic table, that is the 4 rows are present of a 10 element, that is called a transition series. Now we are firstly taking the example of a first transition series. In a first transition series, that is electrons are present from a scandium and the symbol is Sc and the atomic number is 21. 2 zinc, Zn and the atomic number is 30. Clear na? We are that is the first series of a transition element that is varies from atomic number 21 to 30, or we can according to the element that is varies from a scandium to zinc. That is called a first transition series, and in the first transition series we have to fill the electrons in a 3d orbital. In a case of a scandium, that is 3d1. In a case of a chromium, that is 3d5. In a case of iron, that is 3d6. Clear? Means 1 to 10. 10 electrons are present, that is depend upon the element, how many element electron present in a d orbital. Now there is a exceptional cases of a chromium and a copper. We are writing the configuration. While writing the configuration, we have to fill the 4s orbital firstly. After that we have filled the d orbital. But there are some exceptional cases. In a case of a chromium, C are the symbol of a chromium and a Cu is the symbol of a copper. Chromium has the atomic number 24 and the configuration is 3d5 4s1 rather than 3d4 4s2. That is the wrong configuration. But if we apply the rules, then it becomes 3d4 and 4s2. But in a case of a chromium and a copper, this is a exceptional cases. If we writing the configuration of a chromium, then we write down the 3d5 and 4s1. Next is the in a case of a copper. Copper has atomic number 29. Now the configuration of a copper is a 3d10 4s1 rather than a 3d9 4s2. If we write the configuration of a copper like this one, that is the wrong. Correct configuration of a copper is a 3d10 4s1. Now, why we write like this in a case of a chromium? Now, in a case of a most important question, that is in a case maximum we have to fill 10 electrons. In this case is in a case of S2 electrons. These are half filled orbitals. But in a case of a copper, in a D we have to fill 10 electrons. In a case of a, in this case 2. In this case D orbital is fully filled. Now fully filled and half filled orbitals have the extra stability. They have a stable in a nature. They have a extra stability. They are the most stable. So that's why we can write the configuration of a chromium and copper like this way, because of a half filled and fully filled orbital have a extra stability. That is there is a two reason behind it. Why they have a half filled and fully filled have a more stability. First reason is that is due to symmetrical arrangement. Second one is due to exchange of energy. In a case of a half filled and fully filled, they have a large electrons or moves are number of times promoted in a excited state. Though so that have a exchange of more exchange of energy. So that's why there are the exceptional cases of chromium and copper, and both these chromium and copper elements are present in a first transition series with atomic number 24 and 29. Now this is about the first transition series. Now we are talking about the second transition series. Second transition is present from atomic number 39 to 48. From 39 to 48. And the element yttrium to cadmium that have a symbol Y, cadmium have a symbol Cd. That is the element series of a second transition series from atomic number 39 to 48. And in a case of second transition series, we have to fill the electrons in a 4d orbital. In a 4d orbital, we can say that 10 electrons are present. That depends upon the element. We can write the electron configuration of which element. Next, again, ionization of atoms. What is the meaning of ionization? That is removal of electron. That we can say that they form a cation or anion. If they are form a cation, they in this case is a removal of a electron. If they are formed the anion, they are gaining the electron. Now, in a case of we are taking the example of iron, that is symbol is Fe, atomic number is 20C, and configuration become 3D, 6 and 4s2. Fe2, it means we are moving the 2 electrons from outermost shell. If we are filling, there are the some cases that we have discussed in a +4 class also. If for filling the electrons, that firstly we have to fill in a 4s orbital, after that we have filled to 3D orbitals. But if we are moving the electrons, then same case, we are moving the electrons from a 4s orbital, then we have to remove the electron from the 3D orbital. In this case, we are removing the 2 electrons, and we are to remove the 2 electrons from a 4s. It means it remains empty, and configuration is 3D6. This is the ionization of atoms. Either they are form a cation or a anion. Next, what is the general characteristics of there are a few general characteristics of D block elements, but that the most important is we have discussed now. First important general characteristics, they are electropositive in nature. Positive means they contain the positive charge. Positive means they have tendency to losing the electron. First characteristics clear, they have a mostly electropositive in nature. They have a tendency to lose the electron, except that they are gaining the electron. They are colored. Mostly the transition element shows a color because they have a paramagnetic nature. In a case of a paramagnetic character, that is electrons are easily jump from a ground state to excited state. So that's why they show the various color. D block element or a transition element are colored in nature. They have a several variation of a oxidation state. In a case of a iron, it shows a F2 positive also oxidation state, F positive, Fe3 positive. It means they show the variation in oxidation state. And all in the D block elements, mostly metals are present. Mostly all the metals are present in a D block element. Next we have discussed about they are the paramagnetic in a character. Paramagnetic means they have a half filled or the partially filled D orbital. And they are the alloy in a nature. Alloy means they have a tendency to form alloy. What is now alloy? That is the homogeneous mixture of a two metals or one metal or a one non-metal. That is called alloy. In a case of a alloy, that is the mostly D block elements combined with another metals or non-metals to form an alloy. Mostly the elements present in a D block element, they are the catalyst. They are used as a catalyst. That is, for example, that is your manganese, nickel, cobalt, platinum. Okay? These are used in a catalyst. They are used to speed up the reaction. Thank you.